Hello again, Mr. RG Stuff, back in the workshop, and I'm continuing on with this project to flatten the mat of this BSR turntable. So I've removed it off. I used, in a previous video, I used a hot air gun and I basically just prized it off. And I've then cleaned it. I've cleaned both the mat and also the surface there. I've used lighter fluid, and I've also used some paper towel, and I cleaned it all down in the end with a lint-free cloth, a sort of microfiber cloth. And what I intend to do is basically use the hot air gun and use some glue stick, and then basically apply the glue stick all over it. And it doesn't matter if it sort of dries off and goes hard, because I can always go back over with the glue gun, so with the hot air gun, and sort of make it all sticky again. Put the mat on, and then I've got a whole load of weights and stuff. Well, I say weights, I mean things like pulleys and the like, which I can put on it, and some flat bits of metal and other sort of weights and stuff. So I'll put all those on, and hopefully get it nice and flat, and hopefully without damaging the surface too much. If I get it all too hot, then pressing down on the surface will actually leave marks on the surface, but we'll see. That may just be what I need to do. The advantage of doing this sort of repair is that if it does all go horribly wrong, I can at least heat it up again, peel the mat off, and try something different. Well, that's essentially the coat on. That actually went on more easily than I expected it to. I'm going to need to work over a few areas again, like especially where I started down here, and then I'll give it a good old heat up all over. But I suspect, yeah, it's still tacky. Even bits that I've done a while back are still tacky, because the metal platter, and I think it's aluminium, will obviously absorb quite a lot of the heat and keep it soft much longer. I think also I'm going to have to trim off some of the plastic from the very edge, because there's about a 5mm rim where the mat doesn't go, and I've definitely got some glue out there. But I think it's probably better just to leave that, and then trim it off afterwards. It should trim off with a sharp knife, I would have thought. Right, well, I'll give it a bit more of a soaking, and then I'll put the mat on. Right, let's give it a go. Well, that platter is quite warm. I just touched it with my fingers. However, that mat is on in pretty much the right position. So let's weight it down a bit. Now, it shouldn't take all that long for the glue to dry or set, and the advantage of this system should be that if I heat the platter up from the back, I should be able to then close down any little bubbles, because I've given it such a thorough coating of glue. Now, that's of course only a theory. It may prove to be completely impractical to do that. Okay, well, I've left it about an hour or so, which is plenty long enough. Hot glue doesn't take that long to set, even when it's been heated up with a hot air gun. So yeah, the platter's cold, so I think I can just start taking things off. Well, my initial impressions is that's not bad at all. I mean, it's not quite stuck down there, but it's pretty set down. Certainly not the sort of bubbling up in the sort of main area here that it was suffering from before. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I think that's considerably better than it was before. So I think now is probably time to stick it back on the deck and give it a go. So I've put the platter back on the turntable. So we're just going to start with a quick speed test. So this is the one that I replaced the idler wheel on. So I forget what it was reading before, but it's showing just a little bit slow. Let's up the speed a bit here. However, it does look to be quite smooth. So that's not bad. And 78 RPM is going to be my most used speed. Okay, so I'm just going to use this 45 and give it a quick burst. There's no amp connected, so the volume will be very low. However, the arm doesn't seem to be bouncing up and down at all. So that looks very encouraging. Okay, well here's a bit of a 78 just for comparison. Again, no amp. I'm more interested in whether the arm is moving up and down, which it just isn't. It seems to be just fine. Now I think this deck could do with a good service, but as far as the platter mat's concerned, that seems to be fixed. So I'm going to count that as a success. Now there is a little bit of glue seeping out from the edge of the platter mat, which I mentioned when I was applying it, so I'm going to have to go around and clean that off with a sharp knife. But it's not causing a problem at the moment. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and if you have enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to Mr. RG Stuff. Thank you.